Hey there, Calvary Assembly. Pastor Dan saying hello. Hope you're having a blessed week, healthy and whole. You and your loved ones, I pray. It is Tuesday, August 3rd, another video update. You know, if you tuned in last Tuesday, I was affirming the church. We have a very faithful and giving church that not only claims to love the Lord, but shows that love in action. Your tithes, your offerings go so far to enable us to continue to minister the love of Jesus, the good news of the gospel near and far. Thank you so much. I also mentioned last week that your faithfulness, our faithfulness, in terms of our financial support, not only allows ministry to go forth, but maintenance of the facility, Calvary Assembly of God's building and property. And several things have been happening in the maintenance category, but even above and beyond the maintenance, I would call them enhancements. And again, I just wanted to mention a couple of them to you just as a way of, just sharing the good news. So some things that have happened over the last few months and are currently happening. You may remember in the youth center, if you've been in there over the last few years, when you would enter the youth center, there were fake bricks painted on the walls. They were red, and it was a little bit too much. It's been in there a little too long, and that's been painted and refreshed, a little more welcoming. And then our east foyer over by the activity center and the office wing down near the fireside room has been painted warmer, refreshed colors. It's clean, it's neat, it's fresh. It looks really good. And then down here near the worship center, I'm in the west foyer, the main foyer, just outside the worship center. If you've been worshiping with us at Calvary Assembly of God for any length of time, you probably remember when you would come into the worship center, over your right shoulder in the back corner of the room was a storage area. And we would store all sorts of extra things, from platform pieces to chairs to our older lift, just lots of things. And they were hidden by some partitions that were dividers or on rollers, and they didn't really look so good. But one of the enhancements we've made, and I'm curious if you've been worshiping with us over the last 6 weeks since we regathered, if you've noticed, this is that corner. And so we have invested some funds and we have finished the corner of the worship center so that this storage area is clean and it's neat and it presents so much better. Doesn't that look great? Looks like it's always been that way. You'd never know we looked so bad for so long, right? So praise the Lord for that. It takes money to do this stuff, and you've been so faithful to help us do these things. We're also making some enhancements, and I see some folks working in here, so I better put this on. But we've been making some enhancements to the lighting in the worship center, and I see a few people. I wonder if they'll say hello. Hey, who goes there? Gary Petrick. You got a partner in crime up there?
Yes, it's Rick Gagliardo up in the bucket doing a bunch of work on our lighting in the worship center.
It's good to see you, Gary. Good to see you, Rick.
Hey, Pastor.
Hey, did you get permission from your wife to be up there?
No, I hope she doesn't see this.
Well, we'll hope not. So what are you guys up to?
Yeah, so Calvary family, what we're doing is we're upgrading the lighting in the worship center, installing energy efficient LED lights, and we're also removing some of the old fixtures, installing new fixtures for the whole presentation so that it looks much brighter. And then also we're working with Vincent Lighting that's going to enhance the platform lighting on our platform. And they'll be finishing hopefully in the month of August.
That's cool. Yes. So LED lighting.
Yes.
So that's more efficient and better lighting too.
Yes.
So one of the things that Gary's referencing here, the house lights that are above your head when you're worshiping and when you're hearing the word preached, there are 22 of them. And we've replaced 22 LED lights. So when you're in church and you're reading your word, reading the bulletin, you can see better, you can read better, you can take notes, right? And so that's really cool. And then, Gary, you mentioned Vincent Lighting, professional lighting company. And they are helping us with the presentational side of lighting. So whenever someone's on the platform like Gary is right now and he's about to make an announcement or share something, or the worship team's up there, everyone's going to be much more clear to see, much more visible, much more excellent. And online, our presentation will be that much better too. Some of this is already going into place. Plus, color washing. We're going to have, right, Gary? Professional lighting on the back walls. We've seen some of that to some degree with the blue. In fact, we see some of that behind you now in the upper level. That's another enhancement too. We've opened up and kind of like a three-dimensional view now. Brought this, what is it, 10 foot, Gary, the cross? 10-foot cross. And so we're lighting that up, and that area is going to become even more enhanced as well in the weeks to come. We've already done a lot up there, cleaned up the wall, repaired it, painted it, but that cross is going to be mounted up on the wall. In fact, this wall up here, the dry wall above that open space, we're going to do some adaptation there. It's going to look a little bit even cleaner and neater, and we think it's going to look really good. So great things happening, Gary. Just want to say thanks to you, and thanks, Rick. Appreciate you, man.
You're welcome.
And yeah, appreciate you, man. And so many people like you. I'm just thinking, I know we've got a good number of trustees. Gary works with our trustees on a regular basis, and I'm always seeing a different trustee up here helping us do this kind of work, inside and outside, I should say. And hats off to our trustees and people like Rick and all of our volunteers. And to you, Calvary Assembly of God, again, as you're leaning into God's presence, trusting the Lord more and more, becoming more and more like Jesus with the fruit of the Spirit, and you're faithfully loving Him. Your giving, your tithes, your offerings are making a huge difference, and people are coming to Jesus, and people are leaning in, whether it's in the building, like some of you are, Gary mentioned, and many of you are still tuning in at home. Again, we respect that. Thanks for tuning in. Staying connected with the people of God. We're growing together, and please don't ever forget that we love you, we're rooting for you, we're praying for you. Even if we don't see you, we're in your corner. God bless you. Keep Jesus first today. See you soon.